You know that feeling, right? Someone says something, it's probably small, maybe just an offhand comment, and it just floors you. Feels like a punch to the gut. And you're left thinking, whoa, why did that hurt so much? Your reaction feels way, way bigger than the comment itself. Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly why that happens and, more importantly, what we can actually do about it. Just take a look at this. If a gentle tap feels like fire, the problem isn't the tap, it's the wound underneath. Wow, this really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. It's this idea that maybe, just maybe, the words themselves aren't the real problem. The real issue, well, it could be something that's already there. You know, an unhealed spot inside us that just got poked. All right, so let's dig into that. Why do words hurt so much sometimes? I mean, how can a simple observation trigger such a massive emotional response? It's a feeling I think we all know pretty well, right? And honestly, just understanding what's going on under the surface, that's the absolute first step toward changing things. Okay, check out this classic example. On the one hand, you've got the comment itself. Super simple, totally neutral. You're being quiet today. But then, look at the internal reaction. It's a whole different universe, right? They think I'm incompetent or boring or that I'm unhappy. Our minds make this insane leap, turning a simple fact into this painful judgment about who we are. And that jump, that's where all the hurt comes from. So what's really going on here? Well, there's this fantastic metaphor that explains this whole thing perfectly. It's called the emotional bruise. And it's all about helping us see that the real source of our pain, it's not actually the comment that just came from the outside. So what is an emotional bruise? Well, think about it like a real physical bruise, okay? Imagine you've got a deep, tender one on your arm. Most of the time, you might not even notice it. But what happens if someone just gently taps that exact spot? Ouch! The pain is sharp, it's sudden, it's totally out of proportion to the tap. The tap wasn't the problem, was it? It just landed on an already injured place. And guess what? Our emotions work the exact same way. And here's the key thing to remember about these emotional bruises. They're basically old wounds, stuff from our past that never really healed all the way. That's why they're so incredibly sensitive. So an offhand comment doesn't create new pain. Nope. It just reveals the pain that's already there, kind of lurking under the surface. The words are just the trigger, you see. They're not the actual source of the ache. Okay, so understanding this whole emotional bruise idea, that's a huge first step, for sure. But the big question is, what can we actually do about it? You know, in that split second when you feel that flash of hurt? Well, let's talk about a super simple but incredibly powerful tactic. It's all about harnessing the power of the pause. And I really want to stress this point. The goal here is not to stop feeling. It's not about building thicker skin or just bottling up your emotions. No way. It's about building a deeper kind of self-awareness. It's about learning to get curious about what you're feeling instead of just getting swept away by it. And honestly, the process is beautifully simple. Just 3 steps. First, just acknowledge the feeling. No judgment, just, ouch, that hurt. Step 2, create a tiny bit of space before you react. Seriously, even the space of 1 deep breath is enough. That little pause, that's where all your power is. And then finally, in that quiet moment, you ask yourself one crucial question. And this final step, this question, honestly, it's a total game changer. This is the moment you go from feeling like a victim of your emotions to becoming more like a detective, a curious investigator, trying to find the real source of the pain. So here it is. In that pause, you just ask yourself this: what is this actually about? Do you feel that shift? Instead of focusing outward and thinking, why would they say that to me? You turn your attention inward. You ask, what is this really about for me? It completely pulls your focus away from the other person and points it right where the real answer is, inside you. And that shift in perspective, it's just massive. You go from this place of blame, feeling powerless and thinking they hurt me, to a place of genuine curiosity and even self-compassion. You start asking, what inside of me is hurting right now? That simple little rephrase helps you take your power back. And it's the very beginning of the healing process. Which, brings us right back to where we started. The big idea here is that external words, comments, insults, whatever, they're kind of like arrows being shot at you. Most of them, they'll just bounce right off. They only have real power if they happen to land squarely on one of those pre-existing unhealed wounds. So you see, the real power isn't in the arrow itself, it's in the vulnerability of the bruise.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if, instead of spending all our energy trying to dodge triggers in the outside world, we turned our attention inward? What if we got really curious about the bruises we're protecting? Because maybe, just maybe, learning to heal those is the real path to becoming truly unshakable.